what is a communication network. So let us start with the concept of a communication network. We know that communication is simply information transfer and exchange. Now, this exchange of information can be between people, or between people and things, or between things and things. It can be any of these three things. These days we speak of IoT, which is really communication between things. There's a common concept we call M2M, or machine-to-machine communication. All that refers to communication between things. Now, when we talk about network communication in particular, we refer to the communication between terminal devices. This term is going to be common. Terminal devices are end-user devices, like a computer, like a printer, like a scanner, like a mobile phone. So the communication between terminal devices that happens through a computer network is what we call network communication. It's normal communication, but this time it is terminal devices communicating, and they are communicating through a computer network. That is what network communication is. I have three illustrations of network communication here. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. And as you can see, number 1 is a really simple example of network communication. A PC1 is connected to a PC2 using some cable, and PC2 is sending data to PC1. That is network communication. In other words, we have a terminal 1, we have another terminal 2, and then some computer network through which they are communicating. In the second example, we still have terminal 1, terminal 2, but now we also have terminal 3. However, they are being connected through a third-party device. In this case, it is being a router. This device can be a firewall, this device can be a switch, this device can be a hub. And in this case, I want you to notice one thing. If PC2 needs to talk to PC1, it needs to send the data to the third-party device, and the third-party device will send the data to the destination. That is important. You realize this network is a little bit more complicated than this one. The third example of network communication is a computer downloading files from the internet. Many of you have done this. We have all downloaded something, a song, a video, a movie from the internet, a document, a lot of things we have got them. That is still network communication. Now, one thing I want you to realize is that for all the examples of network communication we have given here, there is really just transfer of data, transfer of information. Some side has the information and some side needs the information. So this information needs to move from the side that has it to the side that needs it. But both of them are terminals and they are communicating through a network. Now, I think it makes sense that we try to talk about the process of information transfer. Information transfer process is actually a lot similar to the real physical object transfer process. Let us say someone wants to send an object from Kampala all the way to Jinja. What's going to happen? This person will put their object into a box, becomes a package. On top of this box, they will write the source address where the object is from and the destination address where the package should be taken. And then you will take your package to the distribution center of postal services. In Uganda, we have Posta Uganda, the post office, or something like that. So you will take it to them, and depending on how soon, the time, depending on the size, and the distance where you want to send the object, the distribution center, Posta Uganda, will decide the means. Are they sending it through road? Are they sending it through air? Are they sending it through water? Are they sending it through rail? They will decide the path. So they will send your package to the distribution center in Jinja. That is going to be Posta Uganda's branch in Jinja. Posta Uganda will look at the source address and the destination address and deliver the package to whoever is in Jinja that you wanted to send the package to. Now, when you look at that process, it's exactly similar to the information transfer process. In the information transfer process, we have a terminal device, such as this one. This terminal device needs to send some data to another terminal device, such as this one. When this terminal device gets this data to send, it will add addressing information. The process of adding the addressing information is called encapsulation. So it will add that the package is from 192.168.7.4, and it is going to 192.168.14.7. And then this, together with the data, this data part is called the payload. This is called the header. This will be sent to the gateway router. When this terminal device doesn't know where the receiver resides, they will send the data to the gateway router. The gateway router will search what we call the routing table to determine where to forward the data. In this case, it is going across the internet to the gateway router of the other end. The gateway router will check the addressing information on the data to decide where to forward the data. And when data is received by the terminal on the other end, the terminal will remove the addressing information and remain with the data. So we are saying that this packet is the package. The gateway router is the distribution center. Like, it has different routes to different destinations. So it will choose to send to the gateway router on the end of your recipient, which is like that distribution center. The terminal on the other end is the one that is receiving the data. So network communication is likened to real object transfer. So there is a number of terms we are finding in this object transfer or in this network communication. We have what we call the data payload. This is the data, the information that needs to be transferred. Say it is the word hi. So we say, hi, John, and this is going to be the data payload. Now, on top of this data payload, we have a tendency of adding addressing information. This becomes the packet. This is going to be what is switched in our network. Receive it, send it, receive it, send it, receive it, send it. It is the actual data payload together with the header. The header is the information segment that is added before the data payload, and the tail, also called the trailer, is the information segment added after the data payload. So sometimes when we have our hi John, we add some information after. That is called a tail or a trailer. If we add the information before, that is called the header. And the process of adding that information, a header or a trailer, is called encapsulation. The process of removing normally happens at the recipient end is called decapsulation. I've already talked about the gateway, which is a network device that provides functions of protocol conversion and route selection and even data exchange. And the router is the most common gateway device. It's a device that selects the forwarding path for packets. A terminal device is a device of a data communication system. It's going to be used as the sender or the receiver of the data. So you realize there is quite really a lot at play. Now, when you talk about this kind of communication, in between here, there is a data communication network. So the data moves from one terminal device to another terminal device, but it goes through a data communication network. In the next video, we shall look at the data communication network. What devices make up the data communication network? What exact function does each of these devices play in the data communication network? Thank you for watching. I hope it has been informative for you. We shall meet in the next video.